Welcome back to the Future Archive. Today, we examine archived broadcasts from August 25, 2026, a day when humanity wrestled with artificial creativity, data ownership, and the economic gravity of space travel. We'll also visit a cybercrime takedown and a wildlife moment that briefly united the internet. The first story. Australia bans AI-generated songs from official music charts. On August 25, 2026, Australia became the first country to exclude AI-generated music from its official music charts. The decision was announced by ARIA, the Australian Recording Industry Association, which oversees the weekly rankings. ARIA stated that only songs with significant human creative input would qualify, citing concerns over authenticity and the preservation of human artistry. The move followed months of debate, as AI tools like Suno and Udio made it possible to generate commercial-quality songs with minimal human involvement. Artists and labels argued that AI tracks flooded platforms with content that diluted human creativity. The ban applied to all charts, including the ARIA Top 50, and required verification of human authorship for new submissions. This decision marked a rare moment when cultural institutions drew a line in the sand against automation. By 2050, such bans seem quaint. AI now composes most chart toppers, and human musicians are a niche market. But in 2026, it reflected a broader anxiety about machines encroaching on creative domains once thought uniquely human. The ban also revealed a tension that would only grow. The music industry wanted to monetize AI tools while also fearing them. Meanwhile, consumers, as ever, voted with their streams. Humanity's last stand against the algorithm was brief and chart-specific. The second story. Twitch and Amazon sued for using Livestreams to train AI. A class action lawsuit was filed against Twitch and its parent company, Amazon, by a group of streamers who alleged their content was used without consent to train AI models. The plaintiffs, led by popular streamer Amelia Amy Chen, claimed that Twitch's terms of service did not explicitly permit the use of live streams for AI training. The lawsuit highlighted that Amazon had access to vast amounts of Twitch data, including video, audio, and chat logs, which could be repurposed for machine learning. The case raised questions about data ownership in an era where user-generated content was increasingly valuable for training AI systems. Twitch and Amazon did not immediately comment, but legal experts noted the suit could set a precedent for how platforms handle user data. This was another skirmish in the subscription wars, where users discovered too late that their content was the product. By 2050, such lawsuits are commonplace, though most are settled quietly with vouchers for the company's latest AI service. The Twitch case foreshadowed the eventual collapse of the creator economy's legal framework, replaced, of course, by AI-generated influencers who never demand royalties. The irony was that the streamer's content was already being used to train the very systems that would soon make human streamers obsolete. The intern who approved the data use policy was later promoted. The third story. SpaceX announces $100 billion launch site in Louisiana. Elon Musk unveiled plans for a new SpaceX launch facility in Louisiana, a project estimated to cost $100 billion. Dubbed Starlight Port, the site was intended to support SpaceX's growing Starship program and serve as a hub for point-to-point Earth travel via rocket. Musk promised the facility would create thousands of jobs and position Louisiana as a leader in the new space economy. The announcement was met with both excitement and skepticism. Supporters argued it would boost local industry and technological innovation, while critics questioned the environmental impact on the Mississippi Delta and whether the economic benefits would materialize. The project required significant state and federal subsidies, which Musk secured with characteristic ease. This was classic 2026, a bold technological vision paired with questionable financial realism. By 2050, Starlight Port is operational, though it's primarily used to launch advertising billboards into low Earth orbit. The economic promises were partially fulfilled, but the environmental costs were, as predicted, severe. The project also exemplified humanity's favorite strategy, postponing hard questions about sustainability until the rockets were already fueling up. Meanwhile, the $100 billion price tag seems almost modest compared to the sums later spent on Mars colonization efforts. The Great Subsidization began with a single launch pad. The fourth story. Global crackdown dismantles West African cybercrime networks. In a coordinated operation, law enforcement agencies from 15 countries arrested over 200 individuals linked to West African cybercrime syndicates. The crackdown, codenamed Operation Wirecutter, targeted groups responsible for business email compromise, romance scams, and investment fraud, which had collectively stolen billions of dollars annually. The arrests were the result of a 2-year investigation led by Interpol, with significant support from the FBI and Europol. Authorities seized assets including luxury cars, real estate, and cryptocurrency wallets. The operation revealed the sophistication of these networks, which used AI-generated deepfake videos and voice cloning to deceive victims. Many of the arrested individuals were based in Nigeria, Ghana, and Côte d'Ivoire. This was a rare victory in the cat-and-mouse game of digital crime. By 2050, such operations are less common, not because cybercrime has been defeated, but because it has been industrialized to the point of inevitability. The 2026 crackdown also highlighted the global nature of digital fraud, which thrived in the gaps between jurisdictions and legal systems. The use of AI in these scams was a sign of things to come. By the 2030s, deepfake fraud would become so pervasive that authentication itself became a commodity. As for the arrested, most served short sentences before returning to the trade, now with better training. Mistakes were made, and then immediately monetized. The fifth story. Nosy polar bear and lucky squirrel highlight wildlife photography shortlist. The shortlist for the Wildlife Photographer of the Year 2026 was announced, featuring a mix of dramatic and heartwarming moments from the natural world. Among the standout entries was a photograph by Norwegian photographer Sissel Hansen, capturing a polar bear curiously sniffing a squirrel in the Arctic tundra. The image, titled Unexpected Encounter, went viral on social media, symbolizing a rare moment of interspecies curiosity. The shortlist also included images of a leopard dragging its prey up a tree and a bioluminescent plankton bloom off the coast of Australia. The winners were to be announced in October at the Natural History Museum in London. In a year dominated by debates over AI, data, and economic upheaval, this story reminded everyone that nature could still produce its own viral moments. By 2050, the polar bear and squirrel are long gone, victims of the very environmental changes that made such encounters increasingly rare. The image's popularity also reflected a collective longing for simplicity in an era of complexity. Wildlife photography, of course, would soon face its own AI reckoning, with judges struggling to distinguish between real animals and digital fabrications. For a brief moment, though, the world paused to appreciate a bear being baffled by a squirrel. The last truly wild moment was also the last truly authentic one. August 25, 2026 was a day of boundaries being drawn and crossed, between human and machine, creator and corporation, ambition and consequence. The past, as always, is not going anywhere. This has been the Future Archive.